Hello, Irish Nation, and welcome to another episode of the Golden Domer Homer podcast. I'm your host, Robbie Neighbor, back for another week here with Kenny Ball and Tyler D. We're going to review the Florida State game and go over a preview of Toledo. What you got, Kenny Ball?
Not much. A little scary there toward the end of that Florida State game this week, but pulled out a victory. I don't think anybody's going to actually get executed, so I think we're going to be okay there. Ty, your thoughts? I know Ty and I watched the game together. He got a bit of a show. I was not a happy camper during the game. So,
yeah, I mean, hate to choke that 18-point lead going into the fourth away, but always good to leave the road with a win. I think defense is going to have to get some work done. The offensive line question mark is still kind of there. I didn't see the push that I would have liked to against that team. I don't think they were able to run the ball as good as I would have liked to, but anytime you get a win on the road is good.
Yeah, absolutely. And after a little bit of a rewatch, my feelings have tamed a little bit. That Florida State team actually played a pretty good football game compared to what I thought they were going to put out on the field. So I'm not nearly as upset as I was on Saturday, but on Saturday I was a hot mess. So.
Yeah, you look at that game look at Florida State. I think they started the wrong quarterback. I'll tell you that right now. Got a couple big plays on the defense. I know some of the message boards, there's people calling for Freeman's head already. I just laugh. They're going to make an adjustment. They're going to come out. They're going to learn how to tackle. They're going to play just fine. I think the biggest thing for me for this week, Jack Cohn played a hell of a game. I thought he really managed them pretty well. And, you come out, it was visible Reese was ready to get him initiated in the offense, just throws the ball. I think it was it 5 for 5 on the first drive for a touchdown?
How many of them were to Mayer? Was it all 5?
I don't think all of them were to Mayer, but
yeah, at least 4 then.
Yeah, and then you just put the one right on the money.
Which was a great play call, by the way. That touchdown play call, that was at a 4th and short to go with the running back.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It was a running back tight end smash concept with the running back short, tight end deep. That was a great play call by Tommy Reese.
Yeah, and like Ty said, I think we just got to get the running game going. Some things I pulled out, Kevin Austin, exactly what we thought we were going to get from him. He's good. He's just a great athlete. I saw a video today, and I heard them talking the other day. Cone did miss Lindsey. He tucked and ran. He had a little more time, I think, and Lindsey was wide open in the back of the end zone one time. So he did miss that, and that would have been a touchdown. But Robbie, strengths, weaknesses, what did you think?
So I've got a few on the offensive side of the ball. There's a few – I will nitpick with the offense because we probably should have scored 50-something points that game, but
yeah,
it was all minor stuff here and there. Big things are Mayer cannot drop the passes that he dropped. Of all the great catches that he had, because he was a stud. I don't want to make it sound like that, but he catches that one in the fourth quarter. We end the game. We don't go into overtime.
No overtime. Right.
The Jack Cohn quarterback power call on 3rd and 5 for no reason.
Yeah, I really didn't understand.
I don't know what that was supposed to be, but other than those minor issues, Braden Lindsey's going to be a stud. Kevin Austin's going to be a stud. We saw Mayer is a stud. Austin and Mayer had a great game. Lindsey didn't have a bad game. I'm excited to see what this offense does.
How about Joe Wilkins? He only had one catch, but what a catch that was.
Yeah.
Make it worth it. And that was a good play by Cohn too, to give your athlete a chance to make a play. It wasn't a great thrown ball, but he put it where he could get it, and he went and got it.
Put it where he needed to, right?
Yeah, there were a couple that were underthrown. Could have been better balls, but again, you're just nitpicking at that point. He played really well, threw for 366 yards. So
he'd have been over 400 if Mayer catches those 2 that Mayer catches 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And the one pick is garbage because that was
a Hail Mary pick. It's not
a
Hail
Mary heave. Yeah. I was looking at the stat lines the next morning, and I couldn't figure out where he threw a pick. It took me forever to figure it out.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing the next day. I was like, where are you?
Garbage time.
When did you throw a pick? Yeah.
Defensively, though, I had a little more stuff to say about the defense as far as weaknesses go. We came out in the first half, we were running a lot of 4 down. For some reason, in the second half, fourth quarter, they decided to go to 3 down. And that's when they started gashing us. Even with Milton, I just loved the pressure we were getting with 4. And I felt we shouldn't have stopped. We had 4 down linemen in. We were on the quarterback every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to talk about the defense, we can talk about weaknesses. Kyle Hamilton may have made the play of the year on defense in week 1.
Maybe in college football.
I mean, he came from the other side of the field. He was on, he's reading the quarterback. He's only to the hash when the ball is thrown, and he gets over there and picks it off. Just what a play. But you're right. I mean, I think we had to stick with four linemen. I don't know why we kind of took the foot off the gas there.
Foskey looked great. Ademi Lomas looked great.
Yep.
I mean, even Nana Safamensa had a pretty good game. He played hard. He got held on that 89-yard touchdown. He got held on for sure. He was grabbed, and they missed it.
And that's the other thing. You just have to believe that they're not going to give up big plays like that. I mean, Florida State, there weren't many drives that they were, sustained drives. They got some big plays and scored. Back to offense real quick. I was just looking at the depth chart released for this week. Blake Fisher is ruled out. And it sounds like
Carmody.
I was reading somewhere that could be 6 weeks.
Oh
wow.
So that's a question mark. That's not good. But
Carmody struggled. Carmody struggled when he got in there.
He did. He's the one filling in this week. We'll see how it goes. I think it's a good week for him if we had to pick one. We don't want to throw him in there against UC or USC or Wisconsin. So
warm up a little bit with Toledo and Purdue.
Yeah. And the transfer DNs for Florida State looked like they knew what they were doing. The South Carolina and Georgia transfers both looked good.
Yeah, they did. Georgia especially.
Yeah. Was that 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was everywhere.
He looked good. I mean, we were just talking, a little bit before. When's the last time Notre Dame was outgained? Much less, when was the last time Notre Dame was outgained by 200 yards on the ground? I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time that happened.
Maybe 2016.
I don't even know if it would have been then.
The year to forget. Yeah, because, the offense was good that year. All the games were shootouts that they ultimately lost because of their terrible defense.
Yeah. So, I'm just looking at the stats right now that Jashawn Corbin ran for he had 15 carries, 144 yards. Obviously, one of those is an 89-yard touchdown run. This week it seemed a little weird. I thought Notre Dame kind of took their foot off the gas. Do you guys agree?
It seems like that's always been kind of a thing. When they get up that 17, 18-point lead, they kind of coast, and then they're like, oh, shit. Now they're back in the game.
And kind of even before that, though, it's one of those, you score, and then you get a stop, and let's just keep throwing the ball. Let's go score. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and obviously there were some really good play calls, but sometimes those are my questions. Like, what are we doing here? It just worked. We just threw the ball. I'm pretty sure that was 5 throws on the first drive and then a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think they ran the ball.
In another sense too, we had 13 big plays, which is what, I think it's either 12 or 20 yards or more compared to years past. We had 13 of them. 1 run, 12 passes. We threw the ball down the field way more than we have in the last few years, a lot more.
Yep. Yeah, I think Cone did a pretty good job of getting it out to the athletes, and but Kelly said it post game. It's just something that they're going to have to be able to establish the run much better than they did. We kind of talked. I think Florida State handled the line of scrimmage for the most part, which was a little frustrating, especially with the offensive line in there.
Yeah. I thought Florida State showed up in the trenches more than I think any of us thought they would.
Especially with years past being a major problem of theirs. They couldn't play in the trenches. They had no O-line, no D-line. But I'm not going to lie, though. Kyle Hamilton played great. The linebacking play was probably the biggest weakness on defense that I saw, though. We were missing Marist. We were missing Marist's speed. In other news, speaking of the linebackers, it sounds like Prince Kali's moving inside, which I like. No more. I mean, I loved Shane Simon for years, but I think he's going to go ahead and replace, as we saw in the depth chart, replace Shane Simon. He's the only freshman that's on the 2 deep on the defense.
Yeah. Yeah. One more thing. Oh, our boy Houston Griffith got torched on one play.
One play, but he played great other one.
Yeah. That one play, though, I mean, giving up that touchdown he was cooked right away.
Flat-footed, reaching.
Yep. But those are things you hope, you fix from week 1 to 2, and I think Kelly said it right. It's much easier and much more fun to fix it after you win than when you lose. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would have been tough going up to South Bend this weekend, 0-1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And when we were up 38-20, everybody that I know told me they turned the game off because they thought it was over, and they woke up in the morning and were like, "What, overtime?" So
yeah,
disappointing end there, but a lot to be happy about.
absolutely. 1-0. That's all that matters.
That's right.
Also, Kane Madden in the offensive line. Kane Madden had a lot of mess ups in pass pro and a couple other things, but he was firing off the ball. He was one of the few that was firing off the ball and blocking some people in the run game. Blake Fisher looked great, unfortunately.
Yep.
But
Yep, that sounds a little more serious than we thought. And then who was it? We lost someone for the year, I think.
yeah, Paul Maola
Yep.
tore his other Achilles, very unfortunately.
Yeah. But, I mean, looking forward, some other opponents Notre Dame's got, the schedule struggled this week a little bit.
It did.
2 of the tougher games, Wisconsin, North Carolina, both get beat. I believe Wisconsin was at home, wasn't it?
They were. Yep.
They got beat by Penn State. That's not very good for my underbet. Georgia Tech, Stanford, Navy, and then obviously Florida State got beat. There's not many teams that have taken more of a dive than Stanford in the past 6 years, is there?
No, it's been brutal.
Yeah, they're
I don't
gone.
know.
Yeah, they're non-existent.
Yeah, 5 years ago we're watching Christian McCaffrey at Notre Dame Stadium, and now they can't.
And then they had a year of like Bryce Love, and now they can't. I don't know what's going on.
I can't name a player on Stanford's team, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But the Hokies, obviously, beating UNC, jumping into the top 25. You win one, you lose one there. UVA, I think, rolled. USC dominated San Jose State.
That's right.
And then Purdue got the win over the Beavers of Oregon State, and UC rolled. So
USC got lucky against Boise.
Boise
had that ball late and threw a terrible interception.
Hold on.
What do you
You're
mean?
talking about UCF. He's
UCF.
He's talking about USC.
Yeah, I'm going over our.
No, I didn't. No, I felt you. I was going over my super dog pick with UCF and Boise.
Oh, we'll get there. Because the picks were not very good.
So yeah, I don't know. Not a huge impact on strength of schedule. I don't think. Like you guys said, we still got 5 teams in the top 25 as of today that we got to play. So
I saw a tweet today. No other team has 5 other opponents in the top 25.
Yeah. Clemson's got 0. Clemson has 0.
So that's
a
tough hill to die on for the Notre Dame needs to join a conference folks out there.
Right. Yeah, let's join the ACC and have 0 remaining top 25 teams like Clemson does.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. So,
any updates, Rob, on the recruiting trail?
Very little. Basically, I got it wrong last time we talked. We said September 8th. It's October 8th for Carnell Tate's commitment. We did get the Cooper Flanagan pickup, the 4-star tight end out of California. Big-time school. Not a bad thing. His name's Cooper Flanagan. So what's a better Notre Dame?
I was going to say. That's a fine Irish name.
Xavier Nwankpa update is it sounds like Iowa is quietly making some headway into I think it's still Ohio State and Notre Dame, but it sounds like he's thinking about Iowa a little more than I thought he would.
He's an Iowa guy.
Yeah, he was from Iowa last week, wasn't he?
What'd you say?
He
Yeah,
was
he was at Iowa. He was at the Iowa game versus Wisconsin. Yep.
Do any of these guys have visits planned to Notre Dame that you know of?
Pretty much USC weekend. Everybody's going to be there.
Yeah.
If you can get up there for that game and watch the player walk, you'll see all the recruits, all of them.
Oh, we'll be there. Don't worry.
Yep.
I'll be there at least for the tailgate, without a doubt.
Oh, you might as well get a ticket, make it worth the drive.
I'm going to do what I can.
I bet you'll be able to find one up there if you get an itch.
Last I checked, they were still available on the ND ticket office website.
There you go.
I might go by myself, just me.
Well, we'll be there. So.
We'll be there, so you don't have
I just mean I'll sit in my own seat, just me on my seat, and do my thing.
Yeah. You make
friends. Every time. And the last bit of information I had was Steve Angeli, or Angeli. I'm not sure how to say it. The quarterback we got New Jersey that people aren't very hyped about. Looked like a star. I think he went 85 to 90% completion percentage. Had a great game against pretty solid competition. I'm looking forward to seeing what Steve Angeli moves up in the rankings. That's probably the biggest update I have is what Steve Angeli did, or Angeli, however you say it.
Nice.
Good. Well, I was looking forward to Carnell Tate today.
Yeah, I botched that one. My bad.
Sounds like we got another 30 days, but hopefully that's good. But that sounds like that's before the USC weekend, so
yep.
I'm sure he's going to be in Columbus this weekend, if I had to guess.
I got a feeling his mind is already made up, and he just put a date on it.
Yeah.
Fair.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him there for one of the other home games, too. I'm not sure which one he's scheduled for, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him before USC.
Could be UC. Go ahead and take care of an Ohio school. And
that'd be a fun one to come to the weekend before your commitment.
Yep.
Right. Or you go up USC week after you've committed and party.
That's true.
All right. Well, you boys ready to talk about the Rockets?
Yeah, we're going to do our best with it. I know a little bit about them.
I don't know much about them. I know 2:30 kick. It's on Peacock. We can talk about that. That's just stupid.
Horrible.
Early line, 17-point favorites. First all-time matchup. Toledo's 1-0. Rolled Norfolk State last week. Had got an experienced head coach in Jason Candle, 6th season, 39-21, and they won the MAC in 2017.
We got a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
Week 2 with a mobile quarterback, so we'll see.
Well, we got practice last week, so.
Yeah.
We didn't do very well, so we need to hopefully play a little better. I don't know a ton about Toledo. Traditionally, I think these are games that Notre Dame probably comes out and they're a little not happy with the way they played last week.
Yeah.
And they really put a beat down on these teams. They got to find a way to run the ball.
Yep.
Hopefully against the, non-Power 5 team, they can find a way to run the football, get Kyron Williams involved. They just couldn't get anything going last week. I think they do this week. I will take Notre Dame to cover in this one.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree completely. I'd be more worried about covering this week if we had a blowout last week. I think we're going to come out with an attitude this week and try to never put the foot on the brake. Yeah. All gas, no brake this week.
I would open up the same exact way. There's no way they have anyone that can cover Mayer. So just open up the same way, go out, run that same drive. First of all, I absolutely love that Brian Kelly always takes the ball. I don't know if we won the toss the other night, but we always seem to receive.
That's Dale Mueller style, baby. We want the ball.
Yeah. We want to put points on the board and set the tone early. I love it. I would open up the same exact way, and then after that you can sprinkle in the run. And let's, there were some times last week that Cone kind of looked a little jittery back there. I think that's just first game jitters.
Right.
Get him comfortable in that pocket, and let's just sling it around the field.
I'm with you.
Play at home, score points, run the ball down their throat. If you can't run the ball on these guys, you're going to have trouble with the rest of your schedule.
Exactly. Yeah.
No slight to Toledo, but they're MAC school at the end of the day.
Back to something we didn't mention with strengths last week, and I thought Tyree did a pretty good job of getting used getting out in the passing game.
Yep.
He made a nice cut down there toward the end zone in the third quarter. Like to see him get couple more touches. But Williams just couldn't get going last week, and I think he did this week.
In the same vein on strengths, I did like how many touches we gave our running backs. I checked the totals. It was 11 touches for Tyree. It was 24 touches for Kyron, 35 touches overall. That's a good number for those two. 35 touches in the passing run game.
Absolutely. Yeah, typically you get those guys that many touches, and they're going to do –
they're going to go 300 yards.
Yeah, you get the ball in the hands of your best players, and you let them roll.
Yep. I'm with you there. I liked it. I like that. I liked the involvement, and I think like you said, it will give you a lot more positive feedback this week if you continue to let Tyree and Kyron touch the ball that many times.
Yep. Ty, bold prediction for the week?
I think they're going to cover, and I think they're going to win. Well, win and cover, obviously. My bold prediction, I'm going to call a Braden Lindsey reverse touchdown.
So, like a jet sweep or something?
Let me follow that. I had my bold prediction already set up for the week. I was going to say Braden Lindsey with a rushing and a receiving touchdown.
How about that?
So
you guys are on the same page there.
Yes, sir.
Bold predictions. I'm going to double down with last week's 200-yard rushers. I know we didn't run the ball well. I think Williams is going to hit his stride this week, and Tyree comes right behind him, and they just keep rolling. I mean, we're going bold here. The obvious would be our Michael Mayer catches 3 touchdown passes or something. How about Kyle Hamilton? Another pick?
2 more.
I'd almost guarantee. I think Kyle Hamilton puts his name in the Heisman candidacy this week with another pick. I think that happens. I don't think it's that bold even. No,
I mean, how can you – the guy's got – that was probably the best play of the week last week. I'm telling you right now. When he came all the way from the other side of the field. The first one was the quarterback's fault. That was just dumb. But, I mean, you got a guy that's 6'4", covers this much ground, and, he is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And not to mention, you know what Kyle Hamilton's first play as in the game as a Notre Dame football player was?
Pick 6 against New Mexico?
Yep.
Yeah.
Robbie thought he had you stumped. Ty does that stuff. He knows the weirdest stuff.
Random crap. Yeah.
Random crap.
Yeah, no, I thought one of you might get it because it did get played around social media a little bit, but
I almost got thrown out of a Roosters that day down in Louisville because I wanted to watch the game, and the waitress told me they don't get NBC. What do you mean?
Well, did they get Peacock? They'll be able to watch the game this week at Roosters.
Good God. What a joke that is.
Hey,
I want you in Louisville the B-dubs for the same kind of thing.
If you were in Louisville, I can promise you they don't want to watch the Louisville game. That team is bad.
Pitiful. Horrendous.
That team is horrendous. I will tell you this, though, and just to get into this, I watched that game. They got to do something about the targeting call in college football. It's got to go. I don't mind the targeting call, but it should not be an automatic ejection.
Yeah,
intent matters. If you flagrant, same idea as the flagrant 1 and 2 in basketball.
Absolutely.
If you come in and just drill some guy head down like a crazy person, get him out of here. But if it's just like a football play and it happened,
and the guy's running the ball and he lowers his head and then your head hits his head, come on, 15 yards, unnecessary roughness. Let's play.
Yep.
So
we all like Notre Dame big?
I think we do. I think we like – I might even tease that bet to 20.5 and take it myself. So
we're the homers. How can we not?
Right?
Yeah.
So
right.
Go ahead, Ty.
Pick some other games?
Yeah, we got 5 games on the slate this week.
Yep. First one, the Corn Prairie Battle. Cy Hawk Trophy, I want to say it's called. Iowa and Iowa State. Robbie, I'm going to let you go first.
I'll start. I know Iowa State looked really impressive last week against Northern Illinois in their one-possession win, but I'm going to go with the Hawkeyes here. I think they cover. It's very close spread. We're not betting spreads here, but, man, I think Iowa might smack them. That Iowa defense looked great. How many times they pick off Penix? Speaking of Indiana and our most overvalued teams, but
no 2 pick sixes by the same player for sure. I don't know.
2 pick sixes, and I think
more.
there was a third bad pick in there when he was getting swung down and just chucked it.
Yeah.
So I like that Iowa defense to be all over Purdy and the Iowa State offense.
KB?
I'm going to follow suit. I'm going to go with Iowa. Spreads Iowa State 4.5. I think that's because they're playing at home. The one thing I will say is we did just take Notre Dame because we said they'd be a little upset with the way they played last week. Iowa State could come out ready to play. Iowa looked good. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, they absolutely put it on them. I am going to go with the Hawkeyes in a one possession, 3 to 7 points, one possession game. But I got Iowa going on the road and knocking them off.
Yeah, I like Iowa too. I think it's Iowa State being the most talked about 8-5 perennial team on earth. I think they're going to take the loss. I think, it's at Iowa State. I think Iowa's got the bigger fan base, so you're going to have a lot of Iowa fans in the stands. I think they go in there, and it's hard to predict a blowout, but I like them to win by at least 10.
How far is that trip from Iowa City to Ames? Anybody know?
I don't know that.
Can't be too far.
I'll let you know in a second.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of fans there for Iowa.
Yeah, like I said, I think there'll be a ton of Iowa fans. Kind of like when UK plays Louisville and the games at Louisville, there's always a lot of Kentucky fans there.
Yeah,
I think you're probably going to run into a similar situation. But
and along those lines, Tidy, from what you said about the 10-point victory, I'm taking Iowa to win along the lines of like 27-17 type of thing. That'd be my guess.
Going to Pac-12 Big Ten, Oregon going to Ohio State.
This is a game for the Alliance.
Yeah, it's the Alliance in action.
What's the spread on that one?
Ohio State is minus 14.5.
That's a big spread.
Yeah, I don't think I would lay the points. I think Ohio State will win the game. Their defense did not look very good last week against Minnesota. In fact, if Minnesota's running back doesn't get hurt, that game gets close there at the end, I think. Close. He was running the ball really well. I think Ohio State wins, but does not cover the 14.5. I think somewhere in between 10 and 14 is probably okay. But with the 14.5, I would not lay the points. Straight up, Ohio State with the points, Oregon.
Tidy?
Yeah, I've got the same thing. I like Ohio State to win. Not enough to bet the points. Oregon's talented. You're taking a team halfway across the country. Ohio State's good. I don't see them losing that game at home. So I got the Bucks.
Yeah. Hate to beat a dead horse, but I'm with both of you guys. I think that Oregon team is considerably better than the Minnesota team they just played. So 14.5 seems like a lot to me. That Oregon defense is legit. Not that Minnesota doesn't have a good defense year to year under PJ Fleck, but they don't have the number 1 draft pick playing. Thibodeau got hurt, didn't he? I think Kayvon Thibodeau got hurt, and I just remembered that. I hadn't thought about that until this moment, but my pick doesn't change, but my comment on the Oregon defense changes just a bit.
All right. We'll stick in same conferences. Washington going to Ann Arbor. Robbie, I'll let you go first. Give
me Michigan. I know we say teams get mad when they get beat by bad opponents, and Washington just lost for the first time since 1920 to Montana.
Yep.
but I think losing to Montana means you're not very good at football. So, and Michigan didn't look bad.
KB.
Ty, go ahead.
All right. I'm with you. I think, like you said, you lose to Montana. You're seeing red, but again, you're going across the country. You're playing in the biggest stadium in football. I think Michigan wins. I think Michigan. What's the spread? There's 7
pretty
point
close.
favorites.
I think it's 7.5.
I think it's 7.
I think they win by 10 plus. I think they win maybe by 2 scores. I think. I don't know. Hard to tell with them beating up on Western Michigan last week, but I think they're going to roll Washington personally.
Spread is 7 even. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll bet that every day of the week.
I hate to do this. I don't like them. I got Michigan's over. I hate when everybody picks the same thing. I think night game in the big house. It looks like it's an 8 o'clock on ABC start. I've seen this happen to Notre Dame before. They've gone in there and just gotten absolutely pummeled. I think same thing happens to Washington. I like Michigan in this one.
Yeah, I'm just glad the Big Ten's allowing them to play games not at noon.
Well, that's Fox. That's not the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's another big game for the Alliance.
Hey, I know.
Yes. Very big.
Well, we're going to leave the Alliance for this one. The Johnny Majors battle here. Pittsburgh going to Rocky Top. Who wants to go first?
Robbie, go ahead, buddy.
I'll take it. Give me the Volunteers, baby. They looked a little rough at times week 1, but I think Joe Milton gets under control and his cannon of an arm. Pittsburgh's just not one of my teams I like very much this year.
Ty?
I think we're going to have a little diversity here. I as much as I can't stand Pat Narduzzi because he's a big Notre Dame hater, I don't know. Tennessee won. They look good in the second half, but I think Pittsburgh's going to go in there and beat them. I just got a feeling. I think they're going to have trouble moving the ball on them, and I'm going to take Pitt. Maybe not the – well, what are they, 7-point favorites, 3-point favorites?
3-point. Pitt,
3-point favorites.
3 at Tennessee.
Yeah. I like the Panthers. I do.
Oh, he likes the Panthers.
Yeah, I just don't think Tennessee's that good. I mean,
what time is this game? It is a noon kick on ESPN. I will be watching. It's in Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. Ty, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I do not think Pittsburgh can go in there and win.
Yes, sir.
I like Tennessee straight up in this one at Neyland. I think Milton figures it out. Like Robbie said, they really did not play very well last week against overall, I didn't think, against Bowling Green. I mean, that's a team that should be a cover every time. They are so bad. They finally got rid of Brian Van Gorder. He's a high school DC now,
nice.
Which is about
bad high school DC, a bad one.
I mean, yeah, I don't understand what people see in him, but he is gone.
He must be
I think Josh Heupel gets his first win against a Power 5 school at Tennessee as the coach of Tennessee this week.
I like it. Let's pick one more in the SEC East.
Yep.
Mizzou and Kentucky. I do not know who is the home team. I'm going to be honest.
I believe it's at Missouri.
I think it's at Missouri as well.
No, it's at Kentucky. Somebody just texted me and said they were going to it this weekend. Unless they're going to Missouri.
I wonder what time that game starts. I'm looking here. It's at Kentucky. 7:30 kick from Kroger Field. It was way cooler than Commonwealth Stadium.
Bring your plus card.
Robbie, go ahead.
Kentucky all day. Not a question. Will Levis looked good. Looked really good. I think Kentucky might be halfway legit for the first time in my life. And your Kentucky underbet might be looking rough, Kenny Ball.
Not after this week. Go Tigers. Go on in there and get yourselves a victory. I got Missouri.
I like it.
I believe Kentucky's a 5.5-point favorite. Give me Missouri straight up.
Nice. I'm with you, Rob. I like Kentucky at home. Not for any reason. I don't know much about them, but they're at home. Like you said, Levis threw well last week. I don't know anything about Missouri, but I have Kentucky going over, what was it, 5.5?
Yep.
And this is going to be – I think this is one of them. So.
Or no. That over-under is like 7. I thought you meant the spread. The over-under is like 7.
No, the spread is –
Yeah. But I think Ty –
What's their win-loss?
Win-loss is 7.
Oh, well, I bet the over on that too. So I think this is one of them.
The other one thing I wanted to say here was separate from Kentucky game in Missouri. I was just reminded by the Missouri reference here. We'll go back to that Boise State UCF game that I almost picked right, should have picked right. But you know who didn't get one catch or very many snaps in that game that the Notre Dame staff might have been right about?
Who's that?
Jordan Johnson. Had no catches as a 5-star receiver that came to Notre Dame, never played. Fans all freaked out because he transferred. Goes down to UCF and he can't see the field.
Right.
Maybe the coaching staff was right.
Yeah.
Just a quick update on our picks. Last week, Ty and I both went 3-2. Robbie, you went 2-3 on your picks. Our locks of the week we all missed, and and our super dogs, Robbie, we did not cover either of ours. Ty did cover his.
Ride the wave.
6.5.
Ride the wave.
So with that being said, let's go ahead with our locks of the week since we are very good at picking them. Robbie, who you got for your lock?
Florida over South Florida. South Florida's a joke.
What's the spread? Do you know?
A lot.
Let's take a look here. Florida and South Florida. Who did South Florida play last week? They got smoked.
They got destroyed.
I'm glad Purdue's got a tough game this week.
They do.
The week before they play Notre Dame. Just kidding. They play UConn.
So South Florida just got beat 45-0 by NC State.
By NC State. That's right.
Yeah, and the spread is 28.5 after losing to 45 to NC State. So give me Florida at 28.5.
Okay. Ty?
I got lock of the week, right?
Yep.
I got USC. I believe they're 17-point favorites against Stanford. Hate picking those guys. But Stanford is just – I mean, it's like we were saying, it's a shell of itself. USC has athletes. Stanford doesn't. They're going to be explosive. They're going to score a lot of points, and I don't think Stanford will. I think USC is going to beat them by 4 touchdowns. I think it's going to be a complete blowout.
Stanford's dreadful. They're dreadful. Stanford is dreadful.
They have been for years now. I mean, I went to the game in 2019, and there were maybe 15,000 people in that place. Now, the weather wasn't great, but I bet you if there were 15,000 people, 8,000 of them were Notre Dame fans.
Yeah.
Oh, you went out west?
Yeah, I went out to Palo Alto over Thanksgiving a couple of years ago. My lock of the week is going to be UNC minus 26. Tough to find a lock this week. I mean, there's a lot of games that are tough. I will go UNC minus 26. Georgia State is coming to town. Georgia State got beat 43-10 last week by Army. That's given up a lot of points. I think UNC comes out a little. They played a tough game down in Blacksburg last week. Still got something to prove. Sam Howell, I think he plays well this week. I got UNC minus 26 against Georgia State.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I think UNC figures it out on offense this week. I think they get it together and score some points.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Let's move to super dogs. Somebody that's a 7 or more point dog that you like this week.
All right. I'm going with one of our Fort Thomas faithful group people, and I'm taking Eastern Michigan at Wisconsin. They are 26-point dogs. They
Go
won
Eagles.
their week 1 matchup. I just think they cover. I don't think Wisconsin can score 26 points on a lot of people in the country.
The boys from Ypsilanti, huh?
Yeah.
I think Paul Chris is insane for picking Graham Mertz over Jack Penn, just to throw that in there.
I think week 1 showed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who you got, Tidy?
I'm taking the Colorado Buffaloes plus 17 playing Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M is forever overrated. Buffaloes are at home. I don't know. I think a little magic's going to happen in those mountains this weekend, and I don't think they're going to beat them by any means, but I could see them covering. Maybe a backdoor cover. Who knows?
Ty does not have any faith in Mike Elko.
No,
Can't believe
Elko's
that.
going to give up 100 because he stinks. Jimbo, I mean, that guy makes $14 million a year and hasn't really done anything there outside of losing to Alabama. Give me the Buffaloes as the super dog. Texas A&M's trash.
There you go.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
My super dog, and I can't believe, I don't know why I'm doing it. I just feel good about it. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers are traveling to West Point on 9/11.
Well,
I like the Hilltoppers to keep it close. They played well last week. Offense looked good. They did play Tennessee Martin 59-21, but their offense looked good. Army pummeled Georgia State, as I mentioned before, but I like Western to keep it close. Army likes to run the option. I talked in our first episode about Maurice Crum Jr. He is the DC at Western. He's played the option before. I think Western keeps it within 7.
All right. So for the last section here, we all did bold predictions and we all picked offensive stats, right?
Yeah.
So let's go with a defensive bold prediction for this week. Who wants to go first? I already got mine. I know what it is. I wrote it.
Go ahead so I can think.
I'm going Prince Collie, 3 tackles for a loss and 1 sack. I think the kid comes in as a backup Will and wins the job. That is my full bold prediction. I think he is the best athlete we have for Will linebacker. I like Bertrand being a backup, but that's exactly what I think he is. I think JD Bertrand is a backup Will. So I like Collie to win the job by sacking the quarterback and getting 3 tackles for loss. Whoever wants to go next, feel free.
I'll say double-digit sacks, 10 sacks. I think he's going to blitz the piss out of them, and they're going to sack the quarterback like crazy.
I like it.
He does like to blitz. I will say that. All right, I'm going to go to the corners. I'm going to say I'm just trying to come up with anything here. I'm going to say Cam Hart pick 6 this week.
I like it. That was when you said go to the corners. I said, what are you going to say? Cam Hart pick 6? And I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to say Cam Hart pick 6. Makes it a little easier when you got the safety over the top like Kyle Hamilton that's just going to make plays. I think he can jump a route, take one to the house.
Especially because Cam Hart was my 1 DB other than Kyle Hamilton, obviously, when you throw in DJ Brown and everybody else that played, that I'm like, oh, Cam Hart actually had a pretty clean game.
Yep.
I think he had a good game. He stuck to everybody.
I'll say Cam Hart pick 6 this weekend.
I like it.
So.
Well, I guess that about wraps us up for the evening.
Absolutely.
Any closing comments from anybody?
Go Irish,
All
beat
right.
Rockets.
Ty, have fun at the game, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I'll transfer over your tickets sometime soon. Robbie, you let me know if you can make it.
I will. I'll let you know ASAP. I do look forward to watching some football with you boys. We're going to have to get a Golden Dome Homers game, set one up and watch it.
We'll have to go live on
that'd be fun, wouldn't it? I think we should do it.
I can't act like I did this past week.
I was going to say,
neither can I.
Ty can. He didn't do much.
Yeah,
I'm pretty calm during the
He's
game.
a calm, but he was nervous. I'll tell you that. He was nervous.
Yeah, I
he's a
started
72
pacing.
he's a 72-year-old man in every facet of his life. So,
That's right.
even his
Can't
hair.
get too excited.
Hey, watch it with the hair.
I'll comment on hair. I got a full head of lettuce. So
Nothing.
yeah, I know. Y'all
Must
are
be
all
nice.
balding.
That's a landing strip there, KB.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Go Irish.
Go Irish.
Transfer me my tickets.
See you, Irish Nation.
All right.